For this problem, we want to factor the trinomial x squared plus 8x plus 15. And of course this is a trinomial because it's a polynomial with three pieces. We have x squared, we have 8x, we have 15, so three different parts. And so this is the type of factoring that you probably did a good bit of in high school. If you didn't, that's certainly okay because we're going to cover it. So what you want to do first of all is you want to create two sets of parentheses. Because ultimately when we factor this, we want to factor it down into two things being multiplied together. And you can go ahead for a particular situation like this where our leading coefficient is a 1, you can go ahead and put an x in each of the first two slots of the parentheses. So the next thing you want to do is you want to look at the constant term. The constant term just means the number that's being added or subtracted at the end. And what you want to think of is you want to think of what are the factors of 15. And by factors we mean what things can you multiply together to give you 15. So our factors of 15 are going to be 1 times 15 is one possibility. Or also we have 3 multiplied by 5. And so those are our factors of 15. So if you need to write this out, for these problems in the beginning, if you're not used to it, you can certainly write out all the factors and do it that way. But as you become comfortable with these problems, you may just do this part that I wrote over here in blue in your head. You may just mentally be able to figure it out. So whatever you're more comfortable with, take as many steps as you need to. And so now that we have our factors of 15, now we want to look at the linear term, or the term that has an x. And we want the factors of 15, we want to pick the set of factors that can be combined either through addition or subtraction to give us 8. And so the ones we're going to select is going to be, in this case, the 3 multiplied by the 5, because 3 plus 5 would give us 8, and 3 multiplied by 5 gives us 15. And so now we're going to take the 3 and the 5, and we're going to put those in the second slots, or the last slots of each of the set of parentheses. And so now we have our x's and we have our numbers. So now all we have to do is put pluses or minuses depending on what would multiply to give us x squared plus 8x plus 15. So the fact that we have a plus 15, remember the 15 is where the two numbers are being multiplied together. And to get a positive number, in other words positive 15, it would either have to be positive 3 multiplied by positive 5 or negative 3 multiplied by negative 5. So if you have a plus here as your second sign in your trinomial, you know that you're going to have the same signs. So either plus plus or minus minus. And so now you can look at your linear term again, or your plus 8x, to determine which it's going to be. It's either going to be plus plus or minus minus. And since our second term, the 8x, is positive, that's going to tell us that we're going to have a plus 3 and a plus 5, because positive 3 plus positive 5 is going to give us positive 8. And so our final answer, after we've factored x squared plus 8x plus 15, is going to be x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. Now, if you're doing these in the beginning, now that is our answer, so you can stop right there if you're pretty comfortable with it. But if you're not comfortable with these problems, you can always go back and check yourself. And the way you could check yourself is just FOIL this out. FOIL out x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 5. Then combine your like terms, and you can make sure that it matches the original problem. Again, that's just to check yourself. So there you go.